Hi, welcome to College Algebra Online at SXU this spring semester. I'm Dr. Kristen Schreck and I'll be your instructor for this course. I just thought I'd introduce myself and touch base with you and to tell you a little bit about how to navigate this course during your studying to make it a successful semester. This course consists of 15 modules. There'll be one module per week, and students should expect to spend a minimum of 12 to 15 hours of work per week. Right now we're just looking at the home page, and each week I'll send you an announcement, which I'll go over shortly, and it'll kind of tell you what to expect during the week and some key things I'll point out. On this our home page, you see the schedule, the weekly schedule, the topics that were covered. You also see, when the exams are. There will be 3 exams. Let me get into the announcement that I sent earlier. So everyone should have received this welcoming announcement. So the course runs from Monday, January 8th to Friday, May 4th. Each module has interactive videos and exercises, discussion, a guided worksheet that's a video, some quizzes and homework exercises that'll be due each week. You'll see that the discussions are due on Wednesdays of the week, with peer replies completed by Sundays, and all the other assignments are due on Sundays. You can work at your own pace in the course. Just note that each module is dependent upon the previous module, so you have to finish the work in the previous module first in order to go on. I'll show you the syllabus and I'll let you read through that, but I'll just point out where it is and where to access it. 2 things about questions. If you have any questions about using Canvas, call the help desk, and I also give other places of information for which to contact them. If you have questions related to the course and its content, post these questions in the Q&A forum that is under discussions. Other students might have the same questions. If you have a question that's more of a personal or private nature pertaining to you in the course, please email me directly at schreck@sxu.edu. I have virtual office hours specifically for this class on Monday to Friday, 1 to 6 p.m. On the weekends, I'm available by appointment if you want to talk online via email, or we can do a video conference. I am online quite a bit, even in the evenings and on weekends, but it's during this time, Monday through Friday, that I'll be able to respond to you, in the fastest way possible. So let's just show you where the syllabus is. Okay, and how you can access it. All right, so the syllabus is going to just tell you the key information, right, all about the course, kind of the nitty-gritty. So you should read through that very carefully. It lists a bit more information about me and how to contact me, what's required for the course, which I'll get into shortly. And then it also lists the evaluation, right, what you'll be evaluated on. And then below this, it goes into each one of these criteria. Okay, so make sure you read that carefully. At the end, then, I just list a very shortened version of the schedule, just so you can kind of see what's happening. Mainly, I'm listing when the exams are in the sections that you could expect to cover each week. All right, after you read the syllabus, then you should jump right to the modules. So here's what we're going to be doing each week. All right, so I've got them set up. This first week is a little bit different because we have to, kind of talk a little bit about the management system. We have to get you registered for MyLab and Mastering to access all the interactive information that you need. All right, make sure you have a TA84 Plus or similar graphing calculator. I'll show you the discussions shortly, and you've seen the syllabus and we've talked about the forum. So then this is the mathematics that you're actually going to be covering this week. Okay, just to get some administrative stuff out of the way, these resources will help you become familiar with Canvas. There's a downloadable student guide and an online Canvas library you might find helpful. And then these are ways, if you're having some kind of technical issue that is not content related, to get in touch with the people at Canvas to help you at SXU. All right, one of the first thing you really need to do after you read the syllabus is to register at MyLab and Mastering. That is going to give you access to everything related to the book that we're using for this course, which is College Algebra 7th edition by Blitzer. So this is required for the course. I have a video instructions here you can click on and work your way through. There's also PDF instructions. I think most students have found the video instructions helpful. In order to register successfully, make sure your browser allows pop-ups. This registration should be completed by the end of the first day of class. What I have is I've got these course tools linked into my links in my sidebar. So in order for you to view them and for them to come up correctly, you have to be logged into My Lab and Mastering. All right, so after you do that, then you should go to the discussion. And in this discussion, I'd just like to get to know you, and I'd like you to get to know each other. We want to create a little community where we feel comfortable, talking with each other and asking each other questions. So I'm going to have you either type your discussions just by hitting reply, right, or creating a 1 to 2 minute video. So I've given you directions for creating a video, or here are discussion instructions in Canvas. Whichever you prefer is fine. All right. So you need to do this. The due date is by this Wednesday. So discussions are always due on Wednesday of the week. And then I'd like you to reply to one of your peers just about something they wrote. Maybe you see something you have in common. Maybe you know them by Sunday, January 14th, which is this Sunday. All right. After you have done the discussion, all right, the next thing you're going to do is this is actually how to navigate the course. This is what you're looking at, the video right now, so we'll skip over that. And the next part is I tell you in the modules to read the textbook. So here is where I have on the My Lab and Mastering site actually pull up the textbook, the ebook that you need. All right. Now, the default page is the prerequisite page. What we're going to begin with, and as seen in the modules and in the home page when we looked at the weekly schedule, are section 1.1 Graphs and Graphing Utilities. So here, you should read through this text. There's some very nice videos. If I go on to the next page, you'll see that there's some You Try It exercises that go along with the examples. There's sometimes an animation. So this is definitely the first place to start. Read through the textbook. After you read through the textbook, I'll just kind of show you where we are in the modules here. So we're basically all the way at this part right here. Read Chapter 1, Section 1.1 in the textbook, because these are the two sections that we'll be working on. All right. Then I'm going to have you watch some videos if you find that the videos you saw in the textbook weren't enough and you need a few more. So I'll click where we left off. The way you can navigate through these content pages are by using the next buttons. That's the easiest way to do it. Okay, so here are some videos for section 1.1 just to reinforce it, and they go along with what's in your textbook. It's for each objective that we're talking about. All right, after you've done those videos, then once you've done it for section 1.1, what I have is what's called a guided worksheet. So this guided worksheet is something that I would do, for my students if we were here, if I was here working with you personally. So I've devised these guided worksheets, and they basically summarize what's in this section. And I have different problems for you to work on that are going to help you get started and to do the homework and to be successful in the quizzes. So you should work on these guided worksheets on your own. Once you've finished working on it, then you should take a look at the video I have. And in the video, I go through the solutions to each of the worksheets. So I think you will find this very helpful, and it'll be very good so you can get started on the homework. So a guided worksheet is provided for each section. All right. After you do the guided worksheets, then that's everything for section 1.1. Then we're going to go on to section 1.2. But in the midst of things, you'll notice in the worksheet when you get to it that I have some things related to the calculator. I have some screenshots. Well, I've just provided you with some graphing calculator tutorials here that are videos if you find them useful. I will also be making my own videos as are needed, but right now the screenshots I provided I think will be enough for you based on just this first section that we're doing and what we're getting into. All right, so the procedure here is, okay, we covered section 1.1. Okay, we've got the videos, we did the guided worksheets, and now you can go ahead and just continue on in the sections, right? And you're going to take a look at section 1.2. So if I go back to the module page for a second here, you'll see that basically this is where we're at. So you can kind of follow this same procedure, look at the videos. I've got an animation here that I've included that you might find helpful, and then you can do the guided worksheet. Well, while you're doing these and working on the guided worksheet, you could be and should be taking a look at the homework, right? So you'll see the assessments now that go along with your readings and the other worksheets that you're doing, and you will just click on this and start homework 1. If you see a flag, that means there's a prerequisite. So for homework 2, which is in week 2, you must complete quiz 2 and quiz 1 and homework 1 in week 1. Right? So you can't move on without completing these. But it's a good idea to be doing the homework, kind of while you're watching the videos and while you're going through the guided worksheet. You can kind of be doing this all at the same time. All right. After you do the homework, then you can go on to the quizzes. So the homework is, you get 3 attempts per problem in the homework. The quizzes, you just get 2 attempts per quiz. Right? So here we see that for this one, to work on quiz 1, you have to have finished, the homework, right? And then to work on quiz 2 for week 1, you have to have finished the homework and done quiz 1. So I think you get the idea. So essentially, that's really what comprises each week, each module, right? We've got these parts where you have to do some reading and watching and some doing with the guided worksheets, and then you're actually going to be working through the homework and the quizzes. All right, well, this continues on then for week 2, and then we keep going, and the same thing occurs for week 3. You'll notice in week 3, I've kind of shortened things and combined things just to make it flow a little bit better. I just wanted you to see in the first 2 weeks this read, watch, do kind of scenario, and then where all the assessments are. All right. Okay, well, let's just take a look at one more thing on the left side here, just to point out the class Q&A. So this is where you can post any questions. It's different than the discussions that you just may have about the course or its content. You're not graded on this part here. You are graded on the discussions that are here. Okay, another thing, once you sign into MyLab and Mastering, as you've seen in the modules, I've kind of extracted things from MyLab and Mastering and put them in the modules just so they can give you a sense of flow and how to go through the material. But you can go to the MyLab and Mastering site once you've registered, and here you'd have it all in one place. So I just want to show you this site and make sure you feel comfortable working through it here. All right, so this is what the site will look like. This is actually the instructor home, but you'll have a student home site. Here you'll see, when you click on it, you'll see your homework, just like we've seen before, and the quizzes. There's the e-text, although I find the chapter contents to be much more useful because I can get to each section and it'll tell me what's available, in each section. All right, so let me go back to the main menu. So that was homework, quizzes. The e-text will just pull up the book like you've seen it. The chapter contents, it gets a little bit more specific. And then the multimedia library is very helpful. Like suppose we wanted to look at chapter 1, section 1.6, and we wanted to see all the different types of media, then it'll list everything. All right, I've pulled out some of the animations that I think would apply to what we do, and I've put them in our Canvas site, right, under modules. Your grades will go to the gradebook here, but I have all of the grades that you do being imported directly to the Canvas website. So that's where we will kind of keep the grades, and you'll see them there. All right. Okay, let's go back. Okay, well, I think that's about it for now. I'll go back to our home page. And, if you have any questions along the way, obviously I look forward to hearing from you. I will be communicating with you each week. And I wish you all the success in the course. So good luck and have a good semester.